Fat boy, what's going on?
Oh my God. It is 900 degrees outside. I am dying of heat exhaustion. I'm getting phone calls left and right. I have the worst gas ever with a police officer behind me as I'm driving.
Oh, I hope you have to
Oh,
fart
no, don't say that.
fart in front of a police officer.
So it's funny because I know I just talked to you, but
Yeah.
I uh, I have a really bad gas right now. But when I talked to you, I told you I had bad gas, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I have to shit so bad. I have
Where
a
you,
54-minute drive ahead of me with some of the worst. Like I don't even. I felt like I was having a heart attack, and then I started uh, farting, and I felt better and burping, and I mean, like this is just. You heard the burp. You heard the one burp.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was like. What are you doing now? Let's just podcast now while you're in a bad state. What is-
But since I got off the phone with you, I went from having to. I was burping to like I literally have to go to the bathroom right now.
what are you going to do? You going to hold it for 50 minutes?
I mean, I'm about to get on the highway. Oh my God, it's dead stop traffic.
This might end up being a 2-hour trip.
This is not good.
Yeah, you might have to shit in a bag in your back seat while you're stopped in traffic. on
This is not good.
on I whatever. I don't know what highway you're on.
I-75.
All right. People keep an eye out for a man sweating profusely and stop traffic. Uh,
Oh, this is not good.
I mean it's fantastic. I love it. This is my entertainment for the day. What are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I fasted most of the day.
Oh, here we go. We're
And
right into diet and keto and
well, I
fat
mean, this is important.
fat boy stuff.
I fasted most of the day,
Yeah.
but I got hungry. So I had I got this is going to sound bad. I had a half a pound of turkey and a half a pound of Swiss cheese. So maybe that contributed to because who eats a fucking half a pound of each?
I mean I would. Shit, yeah.
Right. So I didn't have any mayonnaise or anything because I asked the store that I got it at if they had any, and they were like, no, we don't have any packets or anything. I was like, what? I got it at Whole Foods. Whole
Why
Foods.
didn't you just buy a like the smallest squeeze bottle they
So
had?
listen, yeah, I'm thinking here. Listen,
All right.
I walk over to the aisle at Whole Foods. I never shop at a Whole Foods, but it was right there.
I like their cooked food area where you can like put as much as you
Right.
want in a thing and you pay by the pound or whatever. I like
So I
some of that.
walked over there and it's all fried chicken and
Well,
like it was everything you can, mac and cheese.
You
I was
gotta
like, no, no, no.
you gotta look for the hidden gems.
Right. Well, I did 2 laps. I did a lap around and I said, let me do one more. Maybe I missed something. I was the guy I kind of like put my nose in a little bit. Like it's got glass. Don't worry about it. COVID marks. I leaned in and
Well, were you
I
wearing a
like, look.
mask?
Yeah, I have a mask on.
Oh, okay. So what's
I
the
have,
difference?
right. I got my hands behind my back like I'm one of those old men and I like lean in to look, see what's there at the case and nothing I could eat. So I said, all right. So I did one lap around the store. I came back around and I was like, I almost made a bad decision. I was like, you know what? It's not going to matter. Just some fried chicken and, they had like sweet potato fries that looked so delicious. I was like, no, not happening. I am not going to be as fat as Ben Temples. So
I mean,
I,
you're fatter than Ben Temples right now.
my point was you're totally off the diet.
I am. Yes.
So I said I did like another lap around and I grabbed just turkey. They have them pre-sliced from their deli. Half a pound of turkey, half a pound of Swiss cheese. Now I will tell you, I like it. They put the nutrition ingredients on everything that they have, so you can tell if there's carbs in anything. So I looked at some chicken salad. It had carbs. I was like, tuna salad carbs. I was like, how do they have carbs in this stuff? What are they putting in there?
Yeah, I mean, there's like sugar or like some of it might be like plant based, and you could discount it. Like if there's like
Right.
some kind of like
So
celery or something.
I said, all right. I went ahead and I got the cold cuts. So I said, I need mayo. And they're like, oh, we don't have any, because COVID. I was like, I don't get what that means. It's a fucking packet. Uh, so I walked to the mayo aisle. You ever been to a Whole Foods? They sell the weirdest fucking mayos, first of all. Second of all, everything was like $10. I'm like, I am not buying a jar of avocado oil mayo.
Oh,
that's all they sell.
Well, it's funny because
for $10.
I don't even. It's so funny. It's so funny you say that because it's so rare. I even like pay it. I just buy what I want. I don't ever look at the fucking prices when I'm going through a grocery store unless I see like a thing that says like 2 for 1 or something. Then I might just grab that and get 2 of them. But it's only because there's like a
deal or something. Yeah.
Well, but I'm not even like specifically looking for the deal. But there's always a tag there that you can't miss.
Right.
And you cheap fuck are like, I'm going to now eat this shit dry because I'm a cheap fuck.
There's a reason though. I am traveling stores today. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this mayo. I can't leave it in the car. What am I going to bring it in every store I go in and be like, can I put this in the fridge for an hour? Like, it's just weird. So I was like, I don't want to keep it in the car. And I'm not going to let it go back. And if there was like a little squeeze one, that I would have done that. But they weren't. These were full on like fucking jars. So I'm like, no. So I ate it dry. But one of the aisles I had wandered down looking for this mayo, I see it's a whole keto aisle, and they had keto chocolate chip cookies.
There we go. Mr. Shortcut. Mr. Cheat.
Well, I
took a
look, and they were a plant-based cookie, and it's only 1 net carb per cookie. There's 2 cookies in there. Oh, so I said, you know what? I really got a sweet tooth, and this shows you that I'm not cheap. It was $4 for 2 cookies. So I said, let me get them. I need something sweet.
Yeah.
So I get it. I walk around, and then I see they have keto beverages. Like, that's what they're labeled as. So I don't have any water. I already drank my liter of water. I drank my sugar-free Gatorade today. And I look, and they had this keto, it was like a 0 sugar, 0 carbs, not even stevia. There's nothing in it. And it was just like a flavored water. I said, well, let me try it. First of all, it was carbonated. I hate carbonated shit. Second of all, it tasted like ass. It was disgusting. And third, I took the first sip, and when I went to put it down, I spilled it everywhere. So
it tastes like ass. Does that mean
I caught it in time to save half?
Are we revealing that you do not eat ass on the podcast?
No, I mean I eat ass. This tasted like an ass of someone who didn't shower, or they did like a
marathon before they came over and sat on your face.
Or they did one of those like they took a shower but they really didn't wipe good enough or clean good enough or like yeah.
Here we go. And we were doing such a nice wholesome podcast.
We're
right into the dirty stuff. All right.
Right into it, yeah. Right. And if you even dare label this I eat ass, I'm going to punch you in your throat.
Well, I wasn't going to, but now how can I not eat it? Now, how can I not call it anything else now?
Damn.
Especially since you're way too far away to punch me in the throat.
My mom's going to be like, what is that? I'm going to be like, no, that's Ben. He eats the ass. And then I got this. Don't worry.
I'm going to write, he eats ass with a question mark.
This went south. Anyway,
oh my god!
That carbonated drink like really screwed me up because I only spilled like half of it, and I was like, well, I gotta drink the rest of it because I'm dying of dry mouth because of my dry turkey and Swiss I'm eating.
Right.
So, I drank the rest of it. Now I'll tell you, the plant-based chocolate chip, probably not real chocolate chip cookies were actually really good. They were not bad. So I don't know if I'd get them again for $4, but they weren't bad.
Yeah.
So
see, I think tonight's the night I just send you a pizza because it sounds like you're already like on the rocky road to.
I'm teetering, but
yeah. I mean, you're eating like you're like instead of just doing the core diet, you're like looking for like cookies and shit that you can walk the tightrope with and shit. And And now you've got like ass in your mouth. You need to wash that out with some fucking pizza. I think
I'm not eating the pizza, but I will tell you. Last night,
I think I should.
You're not ordering me pizzas.
I
You're
might.
fucking stop it.
I might.
Last night I fasted till about 4:00, and I had some steak I had made, and I had some mushrooms and spinach, and then I had some almonds, and then I had a keto ice cream bar, and
there's a lot.
9:00.
You're really stuffing yourself.
Right. But all day I don't eat it, and I just cut it in a little period of time.
All right.
9:00, I made a roast beef and cheese on a low carb wrap.
Oh my god!
And dipped it in buffalo sauce. But remember, I had 3 hours of exercise yesterday.
Oh, you went team building, I heard.
We went out to a park as a group, where I work.
Yeah.
And
whose idea was this? It doesn't sound like your idea.
It was not my idea. No, not at all. But we went out there, and I had fun. We played like yard games, like lawn games. Because
you're way too fat for like outdoor activities right now. I know I am.
Well, there's a point to this story. It's not the fact that I went outside. There's 2 points.
I mean, I haven't been outside in 3 days. I went out, and it was like coming out of like a prison cell where there's no windows. You know what I mean? To the sun. Like, like when you come out of a movie and it's still daylight out.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I don't think I've really gotten sun since last summer. Like I haven't so being out in the sun for 3 hours, probably the most I've been out in the sun since last year. And I'm a fucking tomato. I am so sunburned. It's not even funny. My forehead hurts.
It's appropriate because you're the shape of a tomato too.
Yeah. My forehead hurts. My arms hurt. Like everything hurts me.
The worst.
And I had a shirt on.
The worst is when you're like sunburned and you haven't cut your nails and you actually keep scratching yourself when you're like, that's the worst when you're sunburned.
I'm hurt there right now. I'm very hurt, and but I woke up this morning and I get out of bed and I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like I got hit by a bus. My legs, my thighs, my hamstrings, my calves, my feet, they're so sore to the point of like, it feels like I squatted for like 3 hours yesterday.
You know what?
I did nothing physical.
You know what'll make you
walk?
You know what'll make you feel better?
What?
Rub some grape jelly on them.
Why am I rubbing grape jelly?
I don't know. Just something you can't eat. You know. I just want to get you involved with foods that are like a gateway food that like once you've got the jar open, you're gonna eat some of it. I'm sending you a pizza tonight. That's the end of it. You can't handle this.
I'm fine.
Your body's gonna like break down on you. It sounds like
I feel like you are in like panic mode because. Well, this okay.
Can I?
Let me just say this.
Can I? Go ahead.
Go ahead. You say no. Go ahead. Because I'm gonna hit you with some truth after.
Please hit me with the truth because mine's I'm just gonna go through the last couple of days. So please go with the truth, and then I'll try and excuse myself of all of this.
This is gonna be the worst weight loss contest ever because
the worst.
It's gonna be. What would be great is if we end the contest. And at the end,
who gained more?
We both gained weight, but it's going to be who gained less weight than the other.
Right.
It's going to be like, well, I only gained 1 pound. You're like, I gained 1.5. Like, no.
I mean, yeah. Imagine like celebrating that victory, like holding. Oh, that would be the funniest. Like, I would own holding that over your head. I would like just own the ridiculousness of it and just brag about how I won the last weight loss competition. How much did you beat him by? Well, he gained 2 pounds. 5 pounds. I only gained 2. I only gained 1.5. It was by a hair, but we.
That would be pathetic. Very, very. I feel like that's the pace we're on right now.
Oh, 100%.
Someone's gonna win. It's gonna be the weirdest ending ever.
This is gonna.
I've been on keto all week. Like I started again on Monday. I lost 5 pounds like right away, but that was just it's probably water and first 24 hours. I've not lost a pound since. So like I'm down 5, but really I'm back to like where I started.
Listen. I was on keto for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. I was feeling great, and then I don't know what happened. I just decided like, I'm thinking it was that pizza thing I told you about.
Yeah.
The fucker just laid a sliced pizza, and it was like, I don't even like that kind of pizza, and I ate it anyways. I would happily ate it. And then, yesterday, he's like,
let's talk about yesterday.
Yeah, he's like, my roommate goes, you want to get lunch? I go, I don't want to spend any money. I don't have any money. He's like, I didn't ask you. I said, I'm buying lunch. Let's go have lunch. Yeah, I guess he wanted to go somewhere and didn't want to sit and eat there by himself. So I went with him, and it was like one of these like kind of healthy places where you go. I forget the fucking name of the place, but like it's like you walk down the line. It's almost like a Chipotle kind of thing or a Bolero or something where it's like they got a bunch of stuff, and it's like you say, all right, I want the whatever bowl, and it means you get 2 of this, 2 of this, and 2 of this. So it's like basically like carbs, veggies, and proteins or something. And so I'm like, fuck it, I already ate that pizza the day before. Fuck it. So I went and had that. I'm like thinking, all right, that's it for the day. Then we get home, and he's like, I'm like, I go, dude, what are you doing with this stuff in the fridge? This Chinese food's been here a week, and you have like pasta that you bought, like that kind that's not dried. Right. It's like fresh and sealed, and so it has a less of it has an expiration date on it. And he's like, oh, you can have those if you want. I'm not going to eat them. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm thinking, all right, well, that's like the next 2 or 3 days. I swear to God, I ate all of it that night. All of it. I'm like, all right, I'll eat the pasta because that was like past the date of sell. But that's like the sell date, not like the last. So I knew that like, it was still good. So I ate it, and I'm like, that's good. And then like literally an hour later, I'm like, oh, the Chinese food doesn't involve cooking. Let me eat half of it. And I ate half of it, and then like literally like an hour later, I was like, I'll eat the other half tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's thing. Nope. Ate the whole fucking thing. And now I woke up today.
How sick were you?
I didn't feel that. You mean like stuffed and gross and like that?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I didn't, which was funny because, well, the magic of Chinese food, is that like
true.
You're hungry an hour later. So that's why I went back.
Okay, hold on. I got gas. Hold on. Go ahead.
That's why I went for the other half of it like an hour later. There was no not eating it. All right. Well, no one's listening now, so I can tell the rest of this. I can take as long as I want. So I ate everything. Everything that was available to me. I ate yesterday like a fucking animal. And that's the problem is that once the door is open, I just decide once the door is open and I'm free to eat anything, I eat everything. Right. I don't have this like thing that tells me when I'm full. I only have this thing that tells me when I'm about to like throw up. Like I'm just like so grossly stuffed. So I don't have this like little thing that says, all right, you're full, you're good. And apparently like just dividing up and portioning it doesn't mean I'm not going to just go eat the rest of it an hour later. So then I go to sleep, whatever. Wake up today. I am racked with pain. Like I can't eat these foods anymore. I can't eat these foods immediately. Like my vision is bad. Like it vision is bad. It fucked my vision up. Like last night it was getting harder and harder as those inflammatory foods got into my system. It was harder and harder for me to read my phone. And I went to bed. I woke up this morning and nothing. It literally took like a minute and a half of blinking to be able to read my phone in the morning. And my back was killing me.
That's the diabetes kicking in.
It probably is. The lower back was killing me, and I had a bit of a headache. So I chugged some water and went back into bed. I couldn't crawl out of bed. I was in so much pain till like noon. I was like just so fucked up. So I've been sitting here talking to you, sitting in a chair comfortably, waiting for the like ibuprofen to kick in and the water to like kind of like rehydrate me and kind of lubricate me a little bit here because I'm fucked up. So I don't know. I mean, I like today I'm just gonna try not to eat, but I know I will. So I gotta like eventually just I can't eat that stuff. Every time I say that, I find Jesus and I go back to eating good, and then something happens. Like my roommate just puts a piece of pizza on the armrest next to me, and I'm like, I'm done. That's all it takes. It's like everything's a temptation. So I don't know how to control it because
once the gates are open, it's over.
It was so open. Sure. I was eating like fucking little pretzel bites with peanut butter in them.
You know what I hate though? I hate when people go, just portion control. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what it's like to live like me. I can't do that.
Well, look, I tried portion control. It was like orange chicken or something. And again, something I would never get for myself. But because it was free.
Who orders orange chicken?
Not me. But and it had two little white containers of white rice. So like if you cut it in half, you had enough. It was like the rice had already even been divided. So I was like, all right, half of this. I ate it. Literally like an hour later, I'm like back in the fridge, just hitting the microwave buttons and what the fuck, man? I even tried portion control. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No, we have a problem.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't even know what the solution is. Like I'm nowhere near fat enough to like get some kind of like stomach surgery to make my stomach. Like I'm thinking like, well, if my stomach was only like the size of a walnut, then I could keep from eating. But I probably would just eat past that. I think people do that. Don't they do that all the time?
Plus,
I look at Seth. Excuse me, the man in charge. And I don't know if I'm clear to say his name yet with Marco. But and he got his didn't he get his stomach stapled like years ago?
He did, yeah.
And he lost some weight, but all these years later, he's still like he goes to the gym all the time. But I swear to God, like he takes those nice selfies in the mirror at the gym, and it's all strategic. But if you ever see him in person, sitting in a chair while you're at work, he looks like a sack of melted fucking butter. You know what I mean?
Like a block of mozzarella.
Yes, he does. Except under a heat lamp. So I mean, okay, great. You got defined shoulders and calves, but the rest of you looks like fucking shit. So tell me again about your stomach stapling. Yes. Right. So I mean, like even that.
Me, if I ever got that done, I would bust through it. I'd be the guy who was back in the hospital because I overate and exploded my stomach or something.
Like I just gotta I think, and it's just not appealing to like volume eat a bunch of celery so you're full. You know.
Right.
There's nothing rewarding to that. I mean, if they could somehow grow a stalk of celery that tastes exactly like pepperoni pizza, I'm there for it.
Right,
this is the crux of the problem. Like even like the week I was doing keto, I was eating a pound of ground beef every day, and no matter how much you season that up, it's just after
just a pound of ground beef,
and after a week of it, you're just like you're ready to I thought I could deal with the repetition. I can't. I need cheese and battered, dipped sauces and breading and fucking sandwiches, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, because every time I eat that stuff, I'm on death's door the next day and trying to roll out of bed.
And that's the thing is in our head, I know I don't feel good. I know I'm hurting. I feel sick. I feel all kinds of ailments and pains, but I can't stop.
I can't.
Why do I keep going? I know I'm hurt.
Even as I'm doing it, I'm like, this I shouldn't be doing this, but how can I stop? It tastes too good.
Extra slice, even though I know I shouldn't.
Right. God forbid. I don't even know if I could. It's well, I watch these things on YouTube, and it's all these diets are bullshit. It's calories in, calories out. And it's but I can't order a whole pizza and then only 2 slices and go, I'll see some of you tomorrow and some of you Wednesday. It just doesn't work that way.
No, it's now or never.
It's whatever whatever size package the food comes in. That's the serving size for me.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Well, how do we always end up talking about food?
I don't know. I feel like I feel like this podcast, that's all it's become, and to a certain extent, other than us fat shaming.
Change the name to the Food Files.
Oh my god, the fat fuck, the fat fuck files.
The fat fuck files.
I might change the graphic for the YouTube one this week. See if anyone notices.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But we do always talk about food. But I don't know. But food does drive a lot of people. It's not. Well, I will say this. I do. Like a lot of our fan base and our friends, they also enjoy food. Like, because
but
we'll start talking, like, I'm on live and we start talking food, and next thing you know, it's 2 hours later and there's 25 people talking about food.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people, the Food Network's a very popular channel, but the problem is, I think that not only are we like torpedoing ourselves, but I think so many people are listening to this podcast and it's not to their benefit. Like they're listening to this with earbuds in, and they find themselves in the kitchen standing in front of their pantry too.
It's like they don't even know.
And it's like just a subconscious thing where they're about to eat like, something that they shouldn't be at some hour that they shouldn't be. And we're
like, how did I end up in the fridge?
We're totally contributing to that with this. So I don't know, but we should just.
I lost you there for a second.
We should just go back to shit your pants stories and stories about wrestling and work, because this is it's not even like we're. The other part is that we're not even like being a support group to each other, you and me.
No.
Before the fat shaming worked. Even now, the fat shaming just rolls off.
It doesn't even work. It doesn't even.
No.
It actually.
We're fat shaming ourselves, which is a problem. Are you there?
You're like, you're a fat fuck, and I'm like, you're only calling me a fat fuck because you're a fat fuck, and you want to eat a pizza, and I want to eat a pizza, so let's just go eat a pizza.
Right.
That's what happens.
This is just game recognizing game here.
I used to get upset, but now I'm like, well, no, he's right. Let's just be fat.
I wish I could, but I wish, if I could just wear 44-inch jeans all the time and stuff my face with no repercussions, I'd be happy to do it. But I can't, like I'm fucked up today. Like my back is killing me. I can't see well. I have a headache. It's not good. So I don't know I don't even know what the solution is, because every time I try recently, it doesn't stick. So
I mean, I even went as far as yesterday. I thought to myself, is it time for me to hire like a nutritionist for a couple weeks just to get me on the right path? Yeah. Like maybe I'm doing something wrong.
But
like
unless
maybe I don't even know.
I don't think that helps. Because
Where
we
the
know
fuck is Drew when you need him. We need Drew.
We know what we can and can't eat. We need someone. We need a handler. We need someone that goes with us 24 hours a day to slap the fucking food out of our hands when we're gonna eat it. That's the problem.
A food handler.
I mean, yeah, we do. That's I can't employ someone to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, speaking of wrestling, I did not call Billy Fox or text him.
And you devious shit. You were supposed to. We were supposed to do that now, but we've already gone like fucking 30 minutes, and it's earlier in the day. I wouldn't want to call him. Huh?
He's working. He's a very busy man.
You did this on purpose. You said, "Yeah, let's do it."
He's a very, very busy man.
So that we would
not call him.
I didn't even transfer his number into this phone. I think
next week.
You're in big trouble. I'm going to tag him in this one because I totally forgot we were going to call him. You fucking totally planned this.
So
this is
what I
fucked
wanted
up.
to say was I might as well go ahead and get out. So on my live, somebody had asked me when I last wrestled and if I was like still wrestling, and then I talked about the match, and then Bridget, who was the one with the bus, she's like, I'm getting the bus, the tour bus, and we're heading down 95. I'm picking up everybody and like party bus, and this is going to be a big deal. And everybody was like, oh my God, yeah. And I was like, oh, no. Like now it's growing because I gained 171 followers last night on live. That's a lot. It's 171 new potential listeners, right?
Right. Did you plug the podcast? Because otherwise.
We talked about the podcast. It's also 171 more people that want to see me get beat up.
Yeah.
So I think Paula made the comment of you're going to get beat up. And I was like, yes, I understand this. I know this will happen. But I feel like I have to do it for me. And I hate to say this. This is going to get me in more trouble. I said a part of me thinks Billy wants to do it for himself too. Like he needs this. Why I don't know.
What do you mean he needs this?
I think Billy needs one more match with me. We haven't wrestled each other in probably, I don't know, almost 20 years. It's got to be 15 years. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe Billy wants to test himself. I don't know. His last match was against Francisco Facchizzo, so I don't know if, that was really the test he wanted.
Well, I don't think he's, quote, retired. He's kind of just available if needed.
Right.
But I don't...
Look, I'm not talking bad about the guy. Billy Fives is the most amazing man on earth. I'm just saying, maybe a little part of him, he wants this.
He definitely wants to get in the ring with you. He definitely wants to slap you around, especially after the last month of bullshit on this podcast. But I just want to say, even though it's nice that Billy is like your ideal for who you would want to work for your last match, I feel like you're not his.
You're trying to say that I'm not the guy?
I don't think you're the one that's going to provide him with closure and satisfaction. Unless he really lays it in on you. It might be just such a satisfying ass whooping that he's like that he's,
like it satisfies him.
Yeah. That he can go and just sit and tend his garden and think back on that day often and smile.
I don't know about this. Maybe it's a bad idea. Horrible idea.
It's a terrible idea on your part, but you're committed. So, shit. I think we're just all very excited to bear witness to this execution.
Yeah, apparently. Well, and then wrestling news number 2 of the day.
Okay.
Was Marco today hinting
oh my God.
on our thread about a comeback?
I don't think so.
I think he was.
What's funny is, I guess someone must have listened to our show where we were talking about all of this.
I blamed you.
And, you blame me. I didn't put it out there in the world, but we were talking about last matches and stuff in the basement and all the bullshit you've got going on. And he was he was part of the conversation. So I think someone heard that and whatever. But he said 2 guys reached out to him to see if he wanted to wrestle, and he said in our chat thread that the only possibility of that would be if he was doing something with us,
right?
Which I don't know where that leads, but
what would that be?
I don't know. Like
I feel like we're all getting pulled in now.
Well, you and Drew are the only ones that would possibly work with him, and you're about to. I mean, you're not going to survive with Billy to do another thing with Marco. And Drew seems pretty retired.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's him versus Blake then.
Yeah. I ain't bumping.
No, I thought that was interesting today. I was like, Marco.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a kid on the way, so it probably is not going to happen. So.
Well,
slim chance. Now there is something that I thought was interesting. Kind of slid it by, and I'm not going to go into. I won't be specific because I don't know if I'm allowed to be. But did you say that there's some new owners of this company and you and Marco are allowed back in?
Oh, at SuperCon?
Can I say that? Am I allowed to say SuperCon?
Yeah, I don't care. We've said it. We've told SuperCon stories before. Marco and I both used to work for SuperCon in some capacity or another. You and I also doing wrestling stuff mostly. Right. But the owner, Mike, sold the company to a bigger company that owns like they go and buy existing shows and kind of they buy existing properties like convention IPs, right, and then just run them themselves. And I guess that I don't know how that works exactly, other than I guess when you book guests and stuff, If you have multiple shows they can do, you probably get better prices and stuff like that. So you can be like, hey, we're going to book you on this show, and this show. And so whatever, that part doesn't matter. But he sold the name SuperCon to someone else, and I guess the territory, so to speak. Excuse me.
Okay.
I guess the SuperCon shows in Miami are now run by someone else. So I guess Marco and I are welcome back in the building.
Do you know that for sure, or you're just saying?
No, I know that. The branding's all different when you look at the imagery and stuff. But do you know the person who owns it now? No, but it's not Mike, so fuck it. It's some conglomerate. It's a parent company that owns multiple conventions.
So the chances that wrestling would continue there?
Oh, I probably 0 to none, because I feel like that's a loss leader. I feel like the cost to profit ratio on running wrestling is the only reason it was happening at Mike shows is because Mike loves wrestling.
So I still believe that this is a market that can be. It's very untapped, I think, in a lot of areas.
Well, it's good because it could work at SuperCon because it has been at SuperCon. So people already have embraced it at SuperCon, and anyone coming back to SuperCon that used to go, this is something they used to attend and enjoy. You try and launch it at some other convention, like if you went anywhere else in the country that hadn't been running it, it's like starting from scratch and trying to create an interest, which doesn't always work. So,
I just want to fucking put the costume on again one more time.
You want to wrestle as Mario? Now you're saying, okay, hold on a second. There's a lot. We finally uncovered why we're even talking about this. So not only do you want to get in the ring with Billy, but now you also want to do the cosplay wrestling again. Right. Wow. This is interesting.
And now I got a Wreck-It Ralph costume. I could be two characters.
Oh, don't be one of those guys. Don't be one of those guys. And I feel like your Wreck-It Ralph costume looks like all of the $18 you spent on it. You know,
$40. Yeah.
40 whole dollars, huh? You spent $40 on your gear. Wow.
I got to get used to that of this thing. Must have to start wearing it around town.
Usually $40 worth of gear doesn't look too impressive in a wrestling ring. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound $40 doesn't sound durable for a wrestling ring.
I would love to be Mario.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like that would be entirely on my shoulders to do and make happen, so it's not going to happen. Right. The only way this would happen is if I actually got some money and opened up that idea I always had of having a pizza joint attached to like an event center. Right. So that like you own the building and you're making all the money off of the food and drink because you're providing that as well. And your food delivery business is also a promotional tool. Every fucking pizza box or donut box or whatever food we're selling and delivering to people or people are taking home has advertisements of all the events we hold in the building. So and you flyer at the doors instead of it just being a pizza delivery flyer, it's also your events and so whatever. It could work. It's a weird wacko thing, but you could have weekly wrestling and every week it could be different. Just like Hood Slam used to do in Oakland. Every week it was a different theme. One week it was like regular wrestling. One week it was cosplay wrestling. One week it was like cross-dress shit.
Yeah.
And each of those shows you could continue your storylines, and they only happen once a month, but every week you have wrestling. That's the only way I could foresee it, because I'm not going to approach another Irving that runs some little shit show convention and wants to pay us nothing to do it. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Damn, I just want to be Mario.
I understand. Maybe, see, here's the thing. I don't know why you don't start a second TikTok and just you're like TikTok, you're the Mario of TikTok or TikTok Mario or Super Mario TikTok or whatever. Get it out that way.
Yeah, well, two reasons made me think of this. That first, that SuperCon's back. Two, it came up on my memories today that I guess 4 years ago we did the show for Irving.
Oh, that was today? Wow.
Yeah, it came up in my memories today. So it was either yesterday or today.
Wow. Well, you should go to our YouTube channel, and we put the wrestling show up that we did there with us doing commentary on it 5 years later, however long it was. How long ago was it? Did you look when you?
Yeah.
Was it 5 years?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. And us just shitting on people and each other, and it's like we did a podcast over a video and sort of discussed the video in parts. It was a bit of a watch party kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it would be good to bring back Mario.
It's funny
if nobody's seen me wrestle as Mario, gotta watch it.
It's funny that you're like, you just keep wanting to wrestle.
I don't want to wrestle. I want to entertain.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm not a stand-up comedian, so I don't know.
And your public speaking career had the brakes put on it with COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
I keep forgetting you were about to jump into that.
I don't even know how to start it again.
Maybe once COVID's over, we could just do a tour, and you can try it out a little bit. Our meet and greets can be like public speaking.
I saw these TikTok. So 2 things. One, I saw they did a little TikTok convention in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and there's a couple. So one of the guys lives in like the town next to mine. He's got 800,000 followers, and the Georgia landscaper, and he lives in the next town over, which is 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away. They did this like kind of variety show, like him and like 4 other TikTokers, and I saw a video of they rented out like an auditorium, like a small one. They packed the place, and all they did was like do skits on stage, like a variety show, karaoke, and and it was they packed. I mean, it was in an auditorium full of women.
That's interesting.
So, I'm just saying, world tour, we come out, we do our little variety show, whatever. Do kind of like a live podcast, tell some stories.
I feel like ours would be less of a variety. Our variety would be not singing and dancing and doing improv, but it would be more like we do a podcast that ends in an eating contest.
Right. Like we could do our own thing, right? Now, Now this weekend, everybody's going to Vegas. I saw.
Forget all this. What happened to you in this basketball challenge?
He's never responded to me. He's on TV now. He won some contest that was on TV. I don't know, tough as nails. No response.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, he responded.
But I responded again. He never responded back.
You need to do public call-outs on TikTok. You need to make like once every couple of days. Still no word from this clown, and show the him accepting the anytime, anywhere kind of thing that he said.
I should dress as Mario and call him out. Yeah.
You should do it dressed as Mario and Wreck-It Ralph. I don't care.
Hulk Hogan, maybe. Like, let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
I mean,
AJ drops 3-pointers on you.
Listen, it's not like you wouldn't go viral calling out a famous guy, but doing it as like characters every time. I think that would benefit you. I
like this idea.
I know you do. I also know that it requires some work, so it'll never happen. Anyway, you fat lazy fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm done with you, man. All this talk, now I'm like hungry. I got no food. I'm going to eat something bad. It's going to make me sad.
Well, I mean, this has been your life for the last week, so what's the big deal?
The big deal is
look, I will make you feel better.
Yeah.
I have been on keto all week, and I feel like shit. I feel the same way. So at least you're eating good food and you feel that way. I am eating fucking celery and carrots.
Yeah, so then
broccoli and
what's the point? You might as well just be eating like shit if you're gonna feel like shit either way. It would make me feel better.
You're not pushing me.
Listen. You know what would make me happy? If you just eat the pizza I send you tonight.
No, look, Ann sent me her little Italian Easter pie.
Oh, can we talk about, tell me about that. Let's talk about that and we'll close with that because that was fucking funny.
All right, so Ann in Boston, she's in this little weight loss contest. She sent her weight in. I got a picture of it and all.
Oh, she's already beat us, I'm sure. She's won.
There's no doubt, right? There's no doubt. She goes to cycling class at 5 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing?
She didn't gain as much as we did. That's for sure.
Right. So she sends me, knowing I'm dieting, she sends me Italian Easter pie, which it's basically a pie, but stuffed with, you can stuff it with meats and cheeses and stuff. So, veggies, whatever. So she sent me 2 pieces of it. And I'm like, I know what you're doing. I was like, this is a sabotage. I'm on a diet. You sent me something that's pretty irresistible, knowing that I may eat it and go off the diet again.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she posted on Facebook and tagged me and you. Go ahead, tell them what she posted.
She posted the Beastie Boys sabotage with a question mark.
Right.
Was it sabotage? Question mark. I forget exactly the phrasing, but yeah.
Right. But here's my thought: is either she's sabotaging me, or you're in on this too.
I am not in on it. Yeah, I keep getting accused of being in on everything. In with Billy Fives, in with this, in with that. I'm not in on any of that. Oh God, you fat pig.
Oh jeez. It's a sabotage for sure.
Yeah, well, once she made the joking thing, it had to have been.
Yeah. But that's all right because I don't even have to have any communication with Huss, and he's sabotaging you without even me doing anything.
Yeah.
When you told me that day he gave you the pizza and you ate it, I was proud for him. I was like, I usually want to punch Huss in his throat, but I like him today. And then he took you to lunch yesterday.
Yeah. I'm afraid to, I haven't left my bedroom. I'm afraid. I woke up.
Solid guy that is. Solid.
I woke up. I've been on the computer. I took a shower. We're doing this podcast. I'm afraid to go out there because I don't know what temptations lay out in the living room. There may be a spread, like a Thanksgiving dinner spread out there today. I have no idea. So yeah. Or hopefully there's no food left in this house and I can just starve all day because I think that's the only way I'm jump starting back the diet is if I go a day without eating.
I hope that he's this freshly made pizza and
the problem is
sushi.
He could probably hear my half of this conversation through the door. And if he's just sitting there in the other room listening to me, he's probably going to fuck me up.
I'm gonna message him.
I don't think you need to do that. I think you need
I'm gonna say Huss.
If you want to
good of America.
If you want to really start getting dirty, I will start colluding with Billy Fives. If this is how you want this to go, I may be fat, but you will be dead. Okay.
The fear that your roommate may order something that is bad that you may have to eat is amazing.
It's not fear. I'm just frustrated. I don't like feeling this bad.
It's okay.
Yeah. No. I got Billy on speed dial. The first thing I do when I hang up with you is I'm transferring his number into the phone we use for the podcast so that we can either talk to him.
I'm gonna be sick on Tuesday.
If I don't call you Tuesday, still keep an eye out for the podcast on Wednesday because that might be a guest host starring Billy Fives deal.
You can't do that to me.
I
mean, my podcast, damn it.
It is yours, but since I'm the one that's been given the keys to drive the fucking car, I'll wreck it anytime I want.
No, I'm done with you.
Okay. Hey, get some Arby's.
There actually is an Arby's in this parking lot. How did you know?
Well, help yourself. The Arby's is, especially if you haven't had it for a while, it's fucking delicious when you haven't had it for a while.
I feel so sick right now, and I just ate nothing, and I feel sick. So I bet you Arby's has packets of mayo. Goodbye.
Bye.